Dip Valley, it's your cousin Pete. I'm gonna play some of this exclusive, man, because I'm writing 2 more hot songs, man, and oh man, it's phenomenal, man. But this song right here is a really dope song. It ain't mixed and mastered yet, though. Have you ever loved 2 women at the same time? Have you ever loved women? Have you ever loved or cared about 2 men? Have you loved 2? What is the shit? Men, have you loved 2 women at the same time? Or cared about 2 women at the same time? And women, have you loved 2 men at the same time or cared about 2 men at the same time? Is you gonna keep it real? This is the song about, man. I'm just tapping into emotions and feelings, man. Ain't nobody exempt. We know what time it is out there. Check it out. We're gonna play this song, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, family. Man, am I the only man that love 2 women at the same time? I don't know. What you need, baby? I wanna get to you. Have you loved more than 1 woman at the same time? Same year, same month, same signs. Make us we look up both of them in between times. On the phone talking nasty with the same lines. So black, same height, same size. So beautiful, with them light green hazel eyes. Flush cuticles, and you know that you're all mine. It's mutual, and they say that love is blind. Photogenic, no gimmick, no limit, screaming get it. Just the sound of their voices, one of them deep up in it. Intellectual conversations are soul food. Ultimatums and choices, I'm so in love with you. Stuck like a flight in turbulence over Chicago. But I'm riding that motherfucker like a Tahoe. Excuse my French, voluptuous, hot behind the tent. Dick print and gray sweats, they love my sex. Super flex, reliable, dependable. Business accounts, EINs and principles. Large amounts of morals, plus the chemistry. I love a woman that tapped into her femininity. No industry, just memories. Both of the women I'm loving, so in love with me. The vibe is good, the pain is real. Living a double life, I don't wanna reveal. It's like the ops find your house, I don't wanna be killed. Then the women find out, and we all gotta heal. It's like I'm stuck on a mountain, or climbing a hill. Even sweeter when Master P gave me the spiel. And the check came, in my hands touched the meal. All BS to the side, I'm stuck for real. Keep it real with everybody, everybody ain't real. The truth is I love them, but I hate how it feel. Have you loved more than 1 woman at the same time? Same year, same month, same signs. Make us we look up both of them in between times. On the phone talking nasty with the same lines. So black, same height, same size. So beautiful, with them light green hazel eyes. Flush cuticles, and you know that you're all mine. It's mutual, and they say that love is blind. Jet full steam, porter or Martine. Saturated to take shit out, come clean. Heart racing fast like they shot me with morphine. Nervous like the first day of class to 15. Staring at my queen, cause I know I'm a king. All eyes on me, the way I move with the team. She got her eyes on me, like she ready to swing. I came in for a linen as I straighten my wings. Opened up my hands and I gave her a ring. All those rumors that you heard, baby, none of it's true. You the only one I'm loving, my main focus is you. My phone coughing in my pocket like it's catching the flu. My other boo, it's cool, I know what to do. Baby, let me use the restroom, give me a minute. Have you loved more than 1 woman at the same time? Same year, same month, with the same signs. Make us we look up both of them in between times. On the phone talking nasty with the same lines. So black, same height, same. For watching, man, the watchman coming, man. Let me play this other one, man. I got some pretty good songs jumping off on this Watchmen album, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what this one is. Man, shout out to man, my shut. Hey, fellas, I'm gonna take a ride with me, man, on the West Coast. I'm gonna show you how we do it, man. California, baby, California. California, baby, California. I ain't gonna play that right now, man. No, you talk about me behind my back. I know you talk about me behind my back. I know. Hey man, these songs, this album gonna be pretty dope, man. It's gonna be pretty dope. Man, I had a podcast I wanted to do, man. I think I should go on and get it out the way. I should go on and get it out the way, man, while I'm driving. Go check this new truck out, man. I need a new truck now, man. Something happened to my truck. It was a great podcast I wanted to talk about. Hopefully I can remember or recall. Well, the podcast was pertaining to decision making. Decision making, man. You have to be. Let me put my earplugs out. The decision you make can very much be the life of you or the death of you. I'm telling you now, man. Decision making is has to be very critical in the album, man. I want to talk about this, man. I know that it was something else, but decision making, man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches about the word love. And one day, he asked the minister Farrakhan, what do love mean? And the minister kept saying, he was giving him this emotional response, caring about this and that and the third. He said, go back and see what love actually means. He said he went back and he came back and he still didn't get it right. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him to go to another subject and talk about another subject. And later on down the line, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad asked the question, what is love? And love is freedom, justice, and equality. Freedom, justice, and equality. That's what love is. Freedom. What is freedom? The ability to grow and strive in the nature of God himself. That's freedom. I'm gonna go on somewhere with this. Equality. Another saying, you want for your people or you want for somebody what you want for yourself. Justice. Justice is another attribute of freedom. Because in any situation you're in, you want it to be fair. You want it to be honest. And you want it to be in alignment with truth. So anytime you talk about love, if you don't have none of those entities playing a role in your relationship or in your household, then there's no love. Freedom, justice, and equality. Decision making is very, very detrimental in this hour, man. You definitely have to, when I look at my children, right,
And I was thinking decision making. I had a conversation with my daughter, and maybe a couple years ago, I gave her a platform to be able to sustain her apartment, buy her a car. I put resources around her to support her in her growth into a young adult with her first apartment, her first car. Because when you step out on own, children don't know the responsibility to self or to their bills. So what I did in being proactive, I said, I know she ain't got it. So what I did was I allowed her to tap into my resources. So when she come, dad this, dad that, I need this, I need that, I had already put in place resources for her to sustain and continue to push forward. Well, the teachers say that excitement leads the way of the mind. Excitement leads the way of the mind. When you make decisions emotionally or in the moment, that's the excitement in the moment. Not looking past your nose to understand the decision you making, what comes after the decision, what comes after it doesn't feel good anymore, what comes after things are not in your best interest no more. Your money may be funny. People that you thought was in your best interest are not in your best interest. People you thought that you could depend on, you cannot depend on. You have to make the right decisions. And don't rush to make decisions. Well, she rushed to make a lot of decisions. And I explained to her that I've been your age, you ain't never been mine. The same thing my father told me when I tried to tell him something. Son, I've been your age, you ain't never been mine. I gave her the blueprint. And I'm not talking about my daughter. I'm just making this as an example or reference in decision making. She had a nice spot, man. When it, over there in Pleasanton, where they built them up on top of the mountain, it was nice. She had something nice. She had her nice truck. Nice job. Well, decision making, her decisions led her to not be in the position that I left her in. Her decision making made her destroy the fabric of the relationships that I put around her for a support system. Her decision making made her fumble business relationships with her father. Business relationships. Everybody should establish a business relationship with their children. I don't give a damn if they're 15 and up, establish business relationships. Meaning, we do for our children what we do. That's a given. But when the children use the word borrow, that means you're going to pay back. Okay, that means you want to do business with me. That determines your character. That determines your integrity. That determines your word being your bond. Dad, I need to borrow this and I'll give you back that on this day. Okay, put it all in writing and send it to me and I agree to it. If the child doesn't own up to their agreement, then that's something that you know that you have to work on now. Because when you don't honor your word, you're considered a liar. When you don't respect the agreement in place, then don't nobody want to do business with you. So when children ask for certain things, can I have this? Yeah, you can have it. Can I borrow this? Oh, borrow is a totally different thing. So what I do with my children, dear family, is when they ask to borrow something, I tell them put it in writing and send it to me. They don't know that I'm establishing a business perspective with them and showing them what business look like. When you pay your debt, your credit goes up. That means that you're worthy and you could be trusted, and your word is your bond. It's sort of like credit. You ask to borrow something and you pay it back, I could trust you with a larger amount. It's business. Because if you do me wrong in business, if you don't show no integrity in business with your parents or a significant other or a cousin that we all do business with, then you're not an honorable human being. You're a liar. You led me to believe something and you deceived me. We have to teach our children on how to honor their word. We have to teach our children on what business look like opposed to give me. Can I have? We need to establish that now. Now, I talked about decision making. You have to make the right decisions with the people that you associate with. Because she didn't make the right decisions. And it left a sour taste in my mouth. When a person evaluates another, we look at the conduct, we look at the character, we look at the history of your actions. And once we evaluate your conduct, your character, and the history of your actions when pertaining to me, we grade you. We grade you. And so when you don't have a good grade with us, I'm talking to the children, you tend to lose favor in the word borrow or can I have? See, the decision that you made not to pay back, the decision you made not to honor your word leads me to believe that you're not trustworthy. So anytime somebody borrow money from you, that means they're going to pay it back. But have you ever had that feeling where a person borrowed money from you and you ever had that feeling where a person borrowed money from you and you uncomfortable asking for your money back? Am I the only one that felt like that in their lifetime? Because I swear for God, man, I'm like, I know the family member going to, break bread or fake dead. You know what I'm saying? One of the two. And when they don't, honor their word, it makes you a little bit uncomfortable. So this is what I do, family. When people borrow money from me, I got a little plan. I tell my family members, that's wrong my hat. I tell my family members later on what you do when people borrow money from you so you can get your money back. Because these family members is cutthroat. They ain't giving back a dime. They'll spend your money right in front of you and then be mad at you when you ask for your money back. Ain't that a... But nevertheless, decision making. You have to make the right decisions. Because if you don't make the right decisions, you could destroy the fabric of those around you that love you. You could destroy... I should have went the other way. Damn. You could destroy, the love that one has for you. So if y'all owe anybody, man, be honorable person, and because it's a decision that you have to make. And the decision is, I want to be able to keep that door open if I need that human being. You know, usefulness determines the value of a human being. How valuable is the human being? You want to be able to keep your word honorable. I'm talking about money. Because a lot of our people borrow money and never give it back. Or a lot of our people don't reciprocate the same love that we give. It's very important that you find out scratch that. It's very important that you keep your word on what you're going to do. And if you unable to meet the expectation that you agreed to, the best thing for you is to pick up the phone and call a person and say, look, I'm not going to have it on this day because, well, can you give me to this day? And if the person agreed to give you some more days, and on that following day you don't have all the money, give the person some of the money. Show forth the faith and appreciation. Don't just go what's the word I'm looking for? MIA, where nobody can't contact you, you ain't contacting nobody, and so forth and so on, because then dissatisfaction sits in, then the love turns into a dislike, and the dislike turns into a hate. So you have to be wise and hour in your decision making when you dealing with money. That's a major accident right here. So, dear family, listen. Don't make decisions in an emotional state of mind. Make a decision in a sound mind. That means when you have thoroughly thought something out. Because 9 times out of 10, the emotional state of mind get the best of us. And we said we shouldn't have done it like that. We could have done it better. We could have moved in a different manner. So be wise in the hour. Be wise on what you eat, the decision making. Be wise on who you mistreat, decision making. Be wise who you give your love to, decision making. Be wise in the hour, dear family. I just want you to know. Be wise in the hour. But I end with this, and I have to be spiritual, like always. So black and so beautiful. They said that a big storm was hitting the Bay Area, something that never been seen before. I want to share some wisdom with you so you could know where we at in the prophecy. Because a lot of y'all coming into this new year with new resolutions and all this fake gossip talk, and you don't even know that this old world was going out and the new world is coming in. You got to understand who Satan is, and you got to understand who God is, or you will lose your life. 85% of the world loves Jesus. Every Muslim on our planet that studies the Holy Quran loves Jesus. You cannot even be a Muslim unless you follow the teachings and the guidance of Jesus. Why is that? Because he's taught to be the perfect example. But Jesus is not the creator. This is why Jesus said, don't worship me, worship him who sent me. I want y'all to go read Matthews, all of Matthews and all John, so you can understand prophecy, because you're making I talked about that decision. Jesus said, I must go so the Comforter could come. One is coming after me. If one is coming after him and he has given us directions, my question to you is, what Jesus is you following? Because if you don't go study yourself, what scripture in the Holy Quran reveals about what Jesus said yourself, not what the pastor told you, because you know that the pastor got to get licensed from Satan just in order to teach the church. And we know that there's 66 books missing out of the Bible, and we know that King James is a white slave owner who, well, I'm not going to go back into that wisdom, but go study who the author of the book is. I could guarantee you if they said R. Kelly wrote this book, half of y'all will dismiss it, because you would say all filthy things about him. I could guarantee you if they said Bill Cosby wrote this book, all y'all would dismiss it. If they said Jeffrey Dahmer wrote this book, a lot of us would dismiss it. But if I tell you King James wrote the book, you better go study who King James is. So you got to deal with truth in 2023, and that's why this old world is going out and a new world is coming in. Did you know that 6 countries dropped the dollar? Did you know? Did you know the war in Ukraine and Russia? Do you know what that's really about? Do you know that the 6 biggest factories in America were destroyed by fire that feed you all 85% of your meat, 85% of your vegetables? And did you know Bill Gates is into depopulation? Go study. Did you know he bought 285 million square miles of producing land to make foods for the human family? And he said that, oh, I'm going to let you go study him. I ain't going to even tell you. You better be aware of what you drinking. All these simply juices, cancer causing agents. Soy and wheat, cancer causing agents. Who you think allowing this to go take place? You believe in Satan. You better believe in what Jesus said. He said a man will come and restore all things new and bring you into the truth after me. He said one is coming after me. He said the second coming of Jesus, he will come in what? My name. That means that another human being will come in his name. His name meant justice. Don't you know that the word Jesus means justice? So if there's one coming after him in his name, bringing freedom, justice, and equality to the people, and we know who killed Jesus in the Bible, according to scripture. They said that I'll let you go study it. But he didn't die on the cross in the Bible, so I don't know what Bible you reading. I don't know who told you that. That's why I said study to show self-approved, dear family. You better be wise in the decision making in the hour. I want y'all to share this podcast, because tonight I'm going to do a powerful teachings on the man Jesus that we refer to in scripture, and the prophecy being fulfilled before our eyes. You could take it or let it alone, dear family. My responsibility is just to give you the information. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying. But I tell you, man, if anybody tell you anything, won't you go study it? But if you could find one word that Cousin P has lied to you about when it pertains to what I'm saying in scripture or spiritual talk, I cash at anybody that finds one word that I've lied about $1,000. Word bond. My word is bond. But if you can't find one word that I said that was a lie when it pertained to Jesus, go through all my podcasts. If you agree upon what I'm saying, if you could find one word that I lied about when it pertains to Jesus, I cash app you $1,000. I don't care how many people call me. I will honor my word when it pertains to God himself. Because the money just go, I could get back the money. If I was wrong about something, I got to humble myself. But if you're wrong, you have to post all my content on your page for 30 days. Every morning you got to post Cousin P, some content of Cousin P. That's a legitimate bet. I don't want your money. I just know what's factual. That's all. So time is ticking. I'll give you 72 hours to find one thing that I said that wasn't the truth about Jesus. Jesus said, don't worship him. Every time you get in some trouble, you say, thank Jesus, not thank God himself. Jesus said, when you see me, you see the Father. What do that mean? Do you know what that actually means? See, when you see my son submitting his will, when you see my son hustling like his father, acting like his father, walking like his father, the first thing they say, damn, you look just like your father. And then when he get to talking, because he's been around me and I've taught him the knowledge of self, damn, you sound like your father. So when you see me, when you see my son, you see me. Because his representation of me is pure. So Jesus said, when you see me, you see the Father. He didn't say my Father, the Father, meaning he's our Father too. That's why he said, submit your will to do the will of the Father, and you walk right into the mind of the Father and become one mind. That's why I tell people there's a difference between baby daddies and baby mamas and parents. Baby mama got her perspective, baby daddy got his perspective. But when you're parents, it's one mind, one decision, and it's carried out. So, I ate that burrito. So, understand what he mean, man. You got to understand. You got to stop being so spooky and magic and all this. God took mama home. Don't you know this white man is one of the major scientists on our planet, and we made him? We made him into existence. So while y'all talking about God took our mama home, see what's gonna happen with the scientists. He gonna go, oh, what's up, cuzzo? He gonna go open up your mama and then tell you the cause of her death. So you definitely have to study to show self-improve, and you definitely have to be wise in an hour, and you have to make the best decisions. Because if you don't make the best decisions, you ultimately gonna be in a lot of trouble. You ultimately gonna be in a lot of trouble. Surround yourself, man, with people that's in your best interest. Surround yourself with beautiful spirits, man. We all flawed. Don't get it wrong. We all are flawed. There's not but one that is righteous, and that's God himself. But he's all merciful, all knowing, all wise. So if he's all merciful, all the things we go through, God had to go through because he had to master it. And that's why he's all merciful, because it took him trillions of years to master himself. So he didn't get it right the first time. That's why he's all wise, all knowing, all understanding. Because in order to understand anything, you have to go through it. He couldn't be called force and power, which that's what God means. But nevertheless, dear family, I appreciate those that have me in their best interest. I truly do. What defines a best interest? A beautiful support system in place you could depend on, rely on. You may be with a person in your life that you've been with for 5 or 10 years. But I told you what love looked like. Love looked like freedom, justice, and equality. That's what love is. And if your man is, or your woman haven't enhanced you or leveled you up to a, helped you get to a different level in your life in terms of knowledge. See, the richest thing on the planet is knowledge. Because the things that separate a poor man from a rich man is knowledge. The things I'm doing that other people ain't doing is knowledge, determination, and will. That's it. So I'm thankful for those that I have in my best interest. Those that critique me when I'm wrong. Those that support me out of love. And those that I will protect with all my interests if they call on me. Decision making. Y'all do the same, man. I'll see y'all soon. I'm headed to look at a truck, man. I need another truck. Peace.